Okay, we got this. How's it going, everyone? It is preseason week 1 for the Philadelphia Eagles. And we're here at the Where Eagles Dare podcast to talk about it. It's halftime, but there's not much left to go on. We've seen enough at this point, but it's great because Eagles football is back. And I tell you what, we recently got a little puppy, a little Yorkie to go with my other Yorkshire Terrier, and my wife had to take him upstairs because I was yelling so loud at the beginning of the game. Because I couldn't help it. I could not help it. Scared the shit out of that little puppy. But it is. Eagles are back, and man, what a freaking phenomenal first half that was. If you're an Eagles fan, so with me as always, Chubby. How do you feel, man?
Your little Yorkie is obviously not used to because he should be well trained by now to when the Eagles game is on, expect random loud noises the entire game. But nah, man, it was an incredible first half. I mean, it's preseason and it is the Jets.
Yeah.
But overall, really solid first half. At least we got to see our guys out there. We came out really crisp with the uniforms, the all whites on. They looked really good, man. And it's like they jumped right out to it, man. First drive of the game. I'm going to just go ahead and get right into it, man. First drive of the game. They come out, you go, okay. Everybody's kind of, let's wait and see. We got A.J. Brown on the team. We know Devontae Smith is out. So, but we go, okay, you see Quez get the start. And then boom, man, the first drive was really well executed, man. We had a couple of deja vu plays with the offensive line and holding. I think I text you that, like, man, we got some deja vu plays. But from overall, man, that first drive looked really crisp. There was some penalties, but penalties are part of the game. It is what it is. We got that holding call on 2nd and 4, and that kind of pushes us back, even though we get half of that back. But then we get the penalty on 3rd down. So, it kind of evens out there, and then we get back to that really crisp drive that the Eagles had, man. What you think about the first drive?
I was blown away because how quickly they came out. It seemed like the Eagles had something to prove. Granted, like you said, it's the Jets. It is what it is, but it's an opponent. It's an NFL opponent. And man, 6 for 6 for 80 yards for Jalen Hurts on that first drive. Come on, let's give credit where credit is due. He hits Quez right off the bat. Miles Sanders was rolling around, and then like you said, the holding call on Mailata, which was kind of a BS call because I was kind of screaming about that and scared the dog. It was one of those that the guy got around Mailata's edge and he took him to the ground.
Right.
It is what it is. But if that negated a Jalen Hurts great run for a touchdown, which was amazing, but he comes right back. So technically, he scored 2 touchdowns on that opening drive because he comes back, hits Goddard. And I'm telling you, man, when he had our whole starting offense out there, and let's just say it was Rager and not Devontae Smith because Devontae Smith was not suited up tonight. Rager's out there with Pascal and Goddard and AJ. And man, it was just quick. Bam. Touchdown.
Yeah, man. That whole first drive had a nice little vibe to it. They didn't really run the ball. I think they had one run, but I don't think they had one run. No, we had a few dump-offs. But I think the what was the Johnson call? The first penalty of the game was on Johnson.
Right.
When I looked at his age too, just something random. I looked at his age. I was like, man, he's 32. Have him for a little bit. That's not that bad considering he looks way more healthy than Kelsey does at 32. Maybe
right.
Playing that center position is a little more stressful. But anyway, no, man. I mean, what can you say? You know what was the best thing about that first drive?
What's that?
That A.J. Brown didn't even have a reception.
No.
And that just shows you, that the Eagles are just that Jalen Hurts just worked the offense that drive. What was open that drive? He could have easily came out and forced the ball to A.J. Brown. But the fact that so much buildup with this big time trade, everybody in that stadium is looking for this first A.J. Brown catch. You're in Philadelphia. Everybody wants an A.J. Brown catch. For Hurts to have the maturity to just run the offense and hit the person that was open, nice quick pass to Goddard, getting those short yardages, nice screen plays, nice dump off to Sanders. In that first dump off or the screen pass to Sanders, man, if Sanders follows where Juergens is up a little more versus going to the left where the couple of our guys, the defense was, if he cuts up, even that's a bigger play than what it is. So, but it's preseason. It's where you work out that rust at, man. But yeah, man, I thought the throws were really decisive, but A.J. Brown not getting a catch, period, in this entire preseason just shows you maybe Hurts is going through this offense a little bit quicker. Maybe he is, because even when Minshew, I don't want to get too much ahead of you, but even when Minshew comes in, notice Minshew, first thing he does, he throws an identical pass as Hurts, right to Goddard. It's like a little 8-yard comeback. And you can tell this is two guys in the same system in year 2. And they just understand now where, in year 2, where the plays are, where those open passes are. You love how A.J. Brown runs those 2-3 guys into the end zone and Goddard just drops it off and the throw is there early.
Yeah.
The throw is early.
Yeah.
Goddard, that ball is in the air before Goddard's even coming out of his break. And some of the things that I noticed on that first drive that I was like, that's good. That's good. That means you are seeing the offense. But, our hometown broadcasters really made the point in saying, this is the first time Jalen Hurts has ever been in a consecutive offense since high school.
Yeah.
So I would have still liked to see some runs. I don't want to see Sirianni still so lopsided.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, when it comes to the offense. So I still wanted to see some runs mixed in there. But overall, man, really crisp drive. I mean, what can you say about 6 for 6, 80 yards and a touchdown?
Exactly. And now what's crazy, though, is we didn't see a lot of Miles Sanders runs, but we saw a damn lot of Jason Huntley runs. Holy shit. Man, that guy went off in the second quarter when he got his chance. He got his opportunity. So, yeah, we didn't get it from Miles, but we got it from Huntley, and I was sitting there for the whole second quarter. So I'm already fired up. I mean, we got the touchdown, which is just absolutely 6 for 6. Like you said, we had a whole false start, and then you had, like we talked about, and then you had the holding penalty on Mailata that led to the Goddard touchdown. But the cool thing was, like you said, Quez caught like 2 passes in that. Miles caught one, caught a freaking pass, and it was just a brilliant thing. And then we come back, Jets get the ball, and Kazir White, one of our acquisitions in the offseason, bam, interception. It couldn't have gone any better. I mean, and I want to draw back just a quick second, because I've been a fan of the Eagles since I was 9 years old, and I've watched a lot of Eagles preseason, and it seems like the norm. So we're talking about, okay, it's only preseason and it's only the Jets. I've watched a lot of preseason games, and they tend to go the same way. It's like that first drive is like, yeah, whatever, 3 and out, 6 and out, whatever. And then, we kind of do this and we do that. Yeah. Very rarely have I watched an Eagles preseason game where it's 6 for 6, 80 yards and a touchdown right off the bat against first team. Usually it's like they're trying. We've done this as Eagles fans. They're trying to find their way. It's okay. They're working on stuff. We've done this. How many first game preseason that we've watched have we just been like, okay, whatever. This I've never been as excited. Game. Never.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That was part of the reason why I was like, might as well jump on at halftime, because we understand there's going to be some second half and probably a play Senate, They'll play Senate, in the second half, and he'll get some reps. But even going to Huntley, but Quez. But before I even get to Huntley, I'm gonna go back to Quez because Quez started the game. He gets the first catch of the game, and I go, Remember I told you on the low a little bit. I said, hey man, don't be surprised. See, I'm not one of those guys that pay attention to draft picks. If you're paying attention to all draft picks, then Jalen Hurts is the only second round draft pick, I believe, in our league right now with Wentz, Jones, and was that? No, Dak wasn't first round. I don't think Dak was first round. But Dak is a starter. But as far as everybody in and you're going against what was Zach Wilson, number 2 pick in the second year. Zach looked really bad today, by the way. But anyway, we're talking about the Birds. But I'm just saying this guy is a second pick raw. Yeah. I mean, he's more known for shagging MILFs than anything else. This is what he is known for right now. He is the ultimate player of the NFL right now. I mean, he's dating his mom's best friends. I mean, this guy is an ultimate legend in everything but football. But even with the so boom, I mean, you have to almost pull Hurts out right after 6 for 6. Let's go ahead and sit him down. He's sizzling. Let's sit him down. But then Minshew comes in, and what I liked with having Minshew as the backup was that Quez was still in getting reps. He played the whole first half, and Pascal was still in. He had Rodgers. He was in with quality. In Huntley, you mentioned Huntley running the ball well, but even when you look at the line, you go on one side, you have Dillard, you have Opeta as well too, and I go, well, man, he's still out there with some seasoned guys. Like he's not just out there with some scrubs. You know what I'm saying? And even before we get to the scrubs of the second string, I thought Cam Jurgens also played well. I know the videos out there of him getting just manhandled. Davis, but who I'm not going to talk trash because Cam Jurgens is 300 pounds and he was still being moved like that by Jordan Davis. So I'm not going to act like I could have blocked him any better. And even Jordan Davis was even like, look, I know you guys are hyped up about that, but nah, man, you don't see the good plays when he blocks me very well. So it shows the maturity of Jordan Davis. It shows the camaraderie very early in the team. Even with White getting that pick and everybody celebrating, and then you got the second team coming right in, Minshew coming right down. They go for it on 4th down. Everybody celebrating. The first thing I thought is like, man, that's a good Eagles locker room right now.
Yeah.
That's a good Eagles locker room right now. N'Kobe coming up, making a tackle for loss early.
Yeah.
I mean, to see everybody celebrate, because I was picking on Fletcher Cox a little bit. I said, I bet you if Jordan Davis wasn't drafted, he wouldn't even start today. He would probably play games 2 and 3. But he's like, no. No, he's not about to get first team reps on me. I have to hold down my spot. But you know what I'm saying from a veteran standpoint. If anybody but Jordan Davis walks through that door, in the offseason, we probably don't even see Fletcher Cox today because he's too valuable.
Yeah.
Games 2 and 3. Anyway, that's just a little jokey joke. I was just like, man, Jordan Davis is in the Kobe Dean. I felt like when TJ Edwards came up and made that hit, I just feel like it's because you have that locker room tingling. You have this youngster, the Kobe Dean, he wants anybody's spot in that linebacker area. Hassan Reddick, Kaiser White, and TJ Edwards, if you mess up a little bit, they're going to put Dean in. And I think that's good, man. It's good competition out there for the Eagles, man. It's good competition out there for the Eagles. Wide receiver locker room. Sorry to get a little long with it. I just this season, bro. I just seen him walk out.
I know.
Eagles helmet with the all whites. They look so crispy. So crispy.
Yeah, I wish I would have worn my whites tonight, but I didn't. I wore my Dawkins. But it's like, you're exactly right. It just has a different feel about it. And I don't want to get too excited. I really don't. But I'm just saying, like I said before, is that we've not seen a preseason like this, where they come out and just dominate the first quarter like they did with the starters. And then we talked about Dean and Davis. That friggin' the pancake in the second quarter where Davis just plows through the middle and then the running back has nowhere to go and Dean is sitting right there. That's some stuff we're going to see a lot this year. Whereas Davis will part the seas and Dean will clean that crap up in the middle where they're dealing with those running backs. And that was so good to see. And you mentioned it. I mean, our linebacking core, we've always talked about this, even before we started doing this podcast, about how the Eagles linebackers, outside of when we had Michael Kendricks and Jordan Hicks, how weak they could be at times compared to the mid 2000s and that kind of era. This now with Hassan Reddick, like you said, Kazir White, Nakobe Dean, and TJ Edwards, this is a dominant linebacking core. Like I said, the only question is the corners, but I mean they played great tonight. I mean, it's preseason. It is preseason, and I'm not going to oversell it.
It's preseason, but Kazir White, took the pressure off of all the first teamers because he made. Man, and shout out to Jason Gannon. If we gonna kick him when he's down, we got to put him when he's up. Obviously, that was the right play call, right? To put White in that bubble out there, to put Kazir White in the bubble out there, to be able to get that play. And it's also a good read. You can see him just read Wilson's eyes the whole way. Picks it off and just gives the second unit a really short field, man. A little random note, man. I was harping on the Eagles special teams last year when it comes to Rager, and then you got Covey out there. He had a nice. Even his first punt return was better than anything Rager's probably did all last year. I do see his last little punt return. I'm still watching the game now. His last punt return, he took a bad one. He caught the ball at the 5 and tried to do something special. So I appreciate his confidence and his ability, but when the ball's at the 5-yard line, bruh, just wave your hand or just run, act like you caught it, so we can get the touchback there. So it shows a little rookie inning, but my players to watch this year, man, Quez Watkins and Covey. I know it's such the rest of the guys easy to talk about. Nakobe Dean is easy. That's easy. I'm talking about like the sleepers, the dark horses that can have a true impact on the Eagles this year, man. And I think our return game, I think it was really slept on last year. That Hurts got 0 field position last year because he had 0 return game. 0. I think that was just underrated. It's just the small things because, I always say, man, football is complimentary. I always say that because it is. Because it is.
Working, I love it, dude.
Because it is. Because it is, man. It is, man. That's the reason why you can have an MVP and Aaron Rodgers go to the playoffs and not score an offensive. How do you justify that? We're the best receiver in the league. So you can have all these best, but how is your chemistry overall with your team? And I thought the chemistry overall with the Eagles team tonight, even Sirianni saying, what he said to the Jets sideline was still that firiness. Because that late hit on Jalen Hurts was uncalled for, bro. It's preseason. You don't hit our number 1 quarterback like that. If you want to hit the 4th string, cool. And that's still not cool. But it's preseason. That's never going to be accepted as a professional. Yeah. Even your own teammates is going to be like, but you didn't have to do that. He was already out of bounds, clearly.
Exactly. Hold that up against any of the top tier quarterbacks in the league, Brady and Rodgers, and somebody lays that crap out on them. It would be front page news. And cheap shot by the Jets against Brady, but because it's Hurts, he ends up. I mean, he's clearly out of bounds. He ran out of bounds. He gets plastered. Now, granted, it helped us get a touchdown, but it's like, wow, dude. The thing for me is, I think that what I love about it, and I was talking about a friend of mine with a friend of mine tonight, who was a Cowboys fan, ironically, and I said, I think Jalen is going to be one of those guys that he's going to back up. He's going to see his reads, and if he takes off and runs, you better watch out because those DBs are going to be back deep. And these linebackers are going to come up and try to knock him out. So we're going to see that a lot, where Jalen's going to get a 10-yard run and somebody's going to come out and try to lay him out. And the main reason is because we got AJ, we got Devontae, we got Zach Pascal, we got Zach Ertz. So those DBs are going to be dropping. And they have no choice. I love it. I just absolutely love it. I hope, upon all hopes, that the Eagles keep their team healthy, offensive line and everyone, just so that they can run through this. Because right now, what we're looking at is a thing of beauty. Defensively, yeah, like you said, Jonathan Gannon, we got a lot to look at. It's hard to say. The Jets moved a little bit, but again, it's preseason, so they moved the ball down the field. They got a field goal. They had a couple of decent drives, but nothing to write home about. So it's like with Gannon, I'm always going to worry about the deep pass. I'm always going to worry about that zone, but I'm not. I'm feeling very good at this point right now.
I don't even know if it was Zach Wilson, or the scheme, but the scheme was right for the whole first half, man. I thought guys were in the position to make plays, and that's what Gannon didn't do last year. Guys just feel like they weren't even in a position to make the play.
Yeah.
7-10 yards off the ball. I remember you texted me all last year. Why are they so far back? It's just, nothing really made sense, man. And, this is a little live update. It's something very interesting because we talk about the quarterback room. I see Senate out there right now. He has a pretty bad 3-and-out right now watching the game, right? Now, we have Carson Strong, who they jumped out the window a little bit, paid him more than any undrafted free agent guaranteed money like ever in like franchise history or the NFL. So I wonder if Senate doesn't look good, man. I wonder if Carson Strong is going to beat him out. We're not carrying 4 quarterbacks.
No.
So that's just something random, but just because I'm watching the game right now and I'm like, man, Senate didn't really sharp in that first.
Watching it from an angle, but I can't because my TV is not at the quite angle where I can see it. But on your thing about Carson Strong is like, out in Nevada, very highly acclaimed quarterback. Now, is he going to be hell no, he's not going to be a starter. But yeah, we could use him in that depth chart, especially if Senate's our guy. I will say that about this. I loved what Minshew did with the time that he had. However, he overthrew some passes. He was very tentative. So the plus side is I want Minshew to feel like he's a solid number 2. And I want him to feel like he's a part of the team. But I don't want him to feel like he is the number 1. I don't want him to do like he did last year where he brought his dad in and they hugged each other when he had one good start and all that shit against the Jets last year. I want him to be a part of the team and be a solid backup because if anything does happen to Hurts, we need somebody who can at least manage the game. But what I saw tonight, what I saw from Hurts and what I saw from Minshew, I want Hurts in there as QB1 right now, without a doubt. But I don't want Minshew. I think that this is a game of attrition. People get hurt all the time. You got to have the backup. So if Sanders goes down, we got to have Huntley. If Hurts, God forbid, goes down, we got to have somebody that can step in and get the ball to Brown and Smith and at least keep us afloat until our QB1 gets back. So yeah, that was. I thought it was good. I thought it was good that watching the team on the sidelines supporting Minshew when he made good plays. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. It makes me feel good because it is about team chemistry and about being one team, one fight.
Right. Here's what I found interesting, even from Minshew's standpoint. I mean, Quez Watkins, it did drop a key third down. They probably could have put some more. They would have put some more points on the board.
Yeah.
But I thought they still played super conservative to have the backup quarterback in.
Right.
I thought that was a good time to, if this is a perceived starting quarterback, then this is a time to run some nice plays. And I thought they just super conservative, just Ken Huntley runs, drop offs, 5 yards out, a couple of screens, or some dump offs to the running back, but nothing really like, that's going to blow your socks off. If you're a second team guy, you want to be the starter, and you want, this could be an audition for you to go somewhere else. And I felt like he still just played like some guy that, not even can carry us through a full season if Hurts gets hurt. But, maybe a guy that could just fill in for a few plays, man, because even his first downs was rollouts, rollouts, kind of gunslinger. Even the one to Quez was still kind of that gunslinger type of mentality, where he got the ball out there. He's just very small, man.
Yeah.
He's just very small. So personally, I would like to really see what Carson Strong has. If we're going to pay him $300,000 plus guaranteed money, let's bring him on before Senate, or maybe Carson Strong isn't having a good camp. Now, is this a quarterback that has to have his knee drained just as much as this is not even like a jokey, it's more of a reference, because Kelsey has to have his elbow drained.
Right.
Strong's knee is basically the same thing a few times a year. That's been one of the things that kept him undrafted. If you watch his tape from Nevada, he's very sharp. He knows where to go with the ball, but he doesn't have that cannon of an arm to really get it there. And it's kind of like his name is Strong. And some Eagles podcasters out there say he has a strong. I'm like, no, he doesn't. And it's kind of like Gardner Minshew. He's just taller, but he just needs his knee drained all the time. And it's just like, that's not Eagles' future. If you needed your knee drained in college, bro, man, I don't really see a 15-year career coming about you. And I think that's what every Eagles fan is waiting for right now. We're looking for our next quarterback that we can have for a little while, man. Eagles don't do short term. You look at any of our quarterbacks, you look at let's go like you go Randall Cunningham, you go Rodney Peete,
you had
the Detmer days. But you had McNabb, which is the real bulk of like my life, it feels like. Rodney Peete and Donovan McNabb has been like the bulk of my life. We had the Vic years, you know what I'm saying? That was some good years still. I still remember that Washington Monday night game.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Sean Jackson off to come out, Then when we drafted Carson Wentz, we thought we was getting our next 10 to 15-year guy. So Jalen Hurts wasn't a part of this 10 to 15-year plan. I believe when they picked him up, I thought that he could be a good scheme. I thought they saw him as a good talent in the second round. That when they needed a change up in scheme, they could bring him on where Carson may have struggled at times. That's what I saw him when they picked him up. And then all of a sudden, Wentz just has the worst year ever.
Yeah.
And then you have that Saints game where it was so ripe for Jalen to come in. You got the number one defense in the league, right, against this first-time starter. And he just does, the same thing that got him drafted in the second round. He just does things that are like super electric. You know what I'm saying? And that's why people just keep holding on, because people want to really see what Jalen Hurts' ceiling is. And I think a lot of people know that he hasn't reached his ceiling. But they also know that this is his basically contract year with the Eagles. It's kind of a, shit to get off the pot type year with the Eagles. And I just think they gave him a lot of talent around him, man, to really excel this year. So I don't think that first series was an anomaly. I think we can see that a lot this year from Jalen. And yeah, man, just happy to see my birds, man. I'm on my soliloquies today. I'm just going out, man. But yeah, man, what you think overall about the Eagles this year? Like, what's your overall after seeing one half of the birds? How do you feel about them overall?
Well, we talked about it during the preseason stuff. We looked at the schedule, and we talked about Jalen last year. It's about progression, and I definitely saw what you saw tonight. Like Minshew can run an offense. There's no doubt about that. He can run an offense, but he overthrew running backs out of the backfield. He overthrew wide open wide receivers, which is something that Wentz started to do after that 2017 season. What I saw from Hurts in the first drive was decisiveness. I saw maturity. I saw something that I have not seen from this guy as much. I've seen it last year. I saw flashes of brilliance, but man, I saw command of an offense tonight that really excited me. Not since the early days of Cunningham, not since the early days of McNabb, where confidence was shining through. So, with that being said, with everything else that the Eagles have on the offensive side of the ball, what's considered to be the third best line in the NFL, one of the better tight ends in the NFL. Granted, not, we're on the top 10, got it. But you can't overlook that we've got Brown, Devontae Smith, and Pascal, three wide receivers. You got Sanders coming out of the backfield. This is a reason to be excited. Are we going to take the brass ring again this year from 2 I don't know. But I know this. I know this deep in my heart after watching just a half of preseason football. I know that the Eagles will be contenders this year.
Right.
There's no doubt in my mind that each and every week they will be fighting to win games and take the NFC East. There's no doubt. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, man. You see Huntley definitely wants to make the team. He ran a kickoff back to the 40 or to the 38-yard line. So he carries the load the entire first half. After the Jets score, he runs the kickoff back to the 38-yard line. Man, this guy's still out there working for his job. So we can definitely we're definitely going to see Huntley on the squad, I believe, coming up this year, man.
I agree. Another, like I said, we talked a little bit about him in the first half. I think I texted you a couple of times, was Cam Jurgens in the Kelsey role. Holy crap, dude. The guy was pulling like no one else. And this is not a big, it's like Kelsey. He's about the same size. What a Kelsey clone. This is exactly what we needed. Kelsey is on his way. This is going to be his last year.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. I watched 2 or 3 times where Cam Jurgens just dominated, pulling the line and opening up holes for Huntley. It's something, it's a thing of beauty. I think that the only thing that can derail this season is a spate of injuries, and God forbid that won't happen. I think that it's going to be a good one.
Big special shout out to Trent Cole and Hugh Douglas. They're down Eagles Hall of Famers, the new 2022 draft inductees, and I'm sure we'll have something, a graphic for you guys in the next pod representing that. But I see John Runyon sitting here talking now. He got inducted. He's an Eagles Hall of Famer as of last year. Now Trent Cole and Hugh Douglas are Eagles Hall of Famers. Man, much deserved. Those guys are seared into my memory when it comes to the Eagles. I mean, Trent Cole, I can just see him now. I mean, his face just immediately pops in with the earring and with the big old smile on the sideline. And same thing with Hugh Douglas, man. Just really good leaders for those Eagles, man. To be Eagles Hall of Famer, I'm gonna put it to you like this: y'all may be out there in other leagues. I mean, other cities, but to be an Eagles Hall of Famer in itself, to be a legend in that city, man, that's to some people, that's just as good as being in the Hall of Fame because of the love and the commitment that the city of Philadelphia and the surrounding areas like Camden, New Jersey, where I'm from, we really support a lot of these guys, man. So, to be an Eagles Hall of Famer, man, you good at least in the tri-state area, Pennsylvania and Jersey and Delaware. And hey, that's saying something still, man. So I got to try to go with Hugh Douglas on their induction to be Eagles Hall of Famers for sure.
Yeah, that's a huge accomplishment. I still have a 58 Trent Cole jersey in my closet that I wear on a regular basis. And what do John Runyon and Hugh Douglas have in common? They had both met Lee and Tubby at the Hall of Fame game back in 2018 after the Eagles won. We met both those. That was a great night.
Man, dang, we did. We do have the picture with John Runyon
And
Thomas.
oh, geez. Yeah. Trey
A
Thomas.
bunch of guys, man. A bunch of guys, man. Not Eagles related, but I was watching Colin Cowherd the other day, and they mentioned they had the Chargers running back on there. What's his name? The Chargers running back, number 30.
Correct.
Oh, goodness.
Running back is what you're talking about.
Running back for the Chargers.
Correct. Like,
sure, for sure. Right. Yeah, I like Damian Thomas. Anyway, the short guy, number 30. I can't believe I can't remember his name off the top of his head.
Eckler?
Say that again?
Talking about Eckler?
Eckler.
Yeah, Austin Eckler.
Yeah, Austin Eckler. So he has Austin Eckler on the show. And I didn't even know that Austin Eckler tied Jonathan Taylor last year in touchdowns. I didn't know that.
No, I didn't.
And what Colin Cowherd mentioned to him, he was like, "You one of the original guys He's like, you got out of bounds a lot last year." And then he mentioned, Franco Harris was one of the first running backs to really start getting out of bounds. And I remember, like, damn, that's why Franco Harris was able to do the love train at the Hall of Fame game and lead an entire crowd and still had the wherewithal that he had. I still have my Franco Harris picture today. He was about to get in his car. I said, "Hey, Franco, hey man, can I get a picture of what you said?" Sure thing, man. I could just remember how high his spirit was and how good his energy was. He turned right around, boom, got the picture.
Yeah.
Picture, man, with Franco Harris. And a lot of these guys, when they get to that age that played in that era, can't go into a Hall of Fame festival with that band. That band was hilarious too, man.
That band was great. That was a great weekend. And it's funny. The funniest thing is you do speak truth, because I love Jim Brown, but Jim Brown's hobbling on a cane, and I was the third person in that train behind Franco Harris, because our table, and he was like, "We're in the train, let's go," and I'm like, "All right," and I actually put it on my phone. I actually had it on Facebook Live. I'm like, I'm freaking doing the freaking train behind Franco Harris. It's good stuff.
A couple other Hall of Famers, man. It was just, man, some guys I didn't know they were from the set, like the Dolphins. I think like Larry Little was there from the Dolphins 72 team. I mean, this guy's a legend. Can you imagine him in the 70s? People would have been, falling over, to get to this guy. But Franco Harris, his spirit, his energy, and he was also one of the first guys that weren't taking that little last hit going out of bounds. He was just going out of bounds, and you can see he's still living his very good Hall of Fame life to this day. And really personable, really good person to meet, man. He's probably one of the most bubbliest Hall of Famers I met down there that weekend. We saw a lot of Hall of Famers. We saw all of them technically. We were at every event. We had the platinum passes. Don't make me go get the platinum pass. I'll go get it. But we had the platinum pass. Brian Dawkins got inducted that year. For those that don't know what we're talking about, it was, in my opinion, the greatest year.
Yeah.
All it was. T.O. wasn't there. I wish he was. If I'd have had the T.O. signature, it would have been amazing. But we had Randy Moss,
yes,
Ray Lewis, Brian Urlacher. What's the guy from even though he wasn't a player, but from Washington.
Oh, it wasn't Washington. San Diego, wasn't it? It was oh damn. You're messing with me. I can't remember.
Anyway, but just going down the line and seeing Brian Urlacher,
yes,
Lewis, Randy Moss.
Those are the big names. Yeah. Urlacher, Moss.
Brian Dawkins in the same line. We had I'll tell you what, man, the best speech came from the Packers guy. That was one of the best speeches. Dawkins hit me in the heart when he talked about the insurance money and some of the sacrifices he was going to make to protect his family, some of the troubles he was going through mentally. Man, that was one of the most touching speeches, man. And you can hear the Eagles fans there that day. I'm just being real random because it's a preseason game. We just off the cuff tonight. We just chatting tonight. And yeah, man, it's just a lot of Eagles memories.
So I'm with you. I'm listening, but I got the helmet right here.
Oh, that's the helmet.
So
walk us through Your helmet. You could put his full screen if you like as well too.
I can do that real quick. Hold on. Boom. All right. So yeah. So I got on here. I got Ray Lewis 52. I got Bob Greasy, Dawkins 20. Holy smack! I can't even read half of these. Let's see. We've got Brian Urlacher right here. Jerry Kramer from the Packers, as well as Tony Dungy, Dan Fouts, Bobby Bethard was another one.
Bobby Bethard.
Bobby Bethard was a guy from San Diego that we met, and he was so freaking cool. And then the guy from the Oilers, Robert Boyne.
Right here. That's right. He was there. That's how crazy that class was. That
it was an unbelievable class. And
Brian Urlacher, Ray Lewis, Randy Moss, and Brian Dawkins are the first people you walk into.
Yeah.
I mean, look, man, I'm not. Imagine if T.O. was there.
Yeah.
Imagine, mind you, folks, Terrell Owens was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
That was the greatest Hall of Fame class, man, to witness in this era, because we're talking. I mean, just think about it.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Lewis alone, he's considered the greatest linebacker of all time. Ray Lewis, he's up there. Michael Singletary,
definitely
Lawrence Thomas, Lawrence Taylor. I'm sorry, he's Carl Banks. He's right up there with all those guys. Ray Lewis and Randy Moss, Brian Dawkins.
I know. Well, the best thing I ever did was to buy this helmet and just having him sign it as I went away. I got Chris Dolman on here. Rest in peace. He passed away. Yeah, it's unbelievable. So you can't put a price on this with God as far as Hall of Famers. And yeah, we had a great time being able to get a chance to do that, because we didn't get to go to the Super Bowl, but we said, hey, the Eagles got Dawkins going into the Hall of Fame. Let's do this. And it was worth it. It was worth every penny we paid. I was talking to a buddy of mine, and you got to talk to him sometime soon. He's from Camden, but he's a freaking Cowboys fan. And
that's not unusual.
I was like, how does that happen? He's like, I was born in the 70s, and that's what I was raised to be. And I'm like, that's just not right.
That's not unusual. I grew up with a lot of Cowboys fans and 49ers fans. I just had to take a breath because I was going to say something I wasn't supposed to.
Right.
This podcast is sponsored by Don Julio. Not really, but just
right.
I'll just say where I was coming from was from Don Julio's spirit, but down Don Julio down. Nah, man. So yeah, you see a lot of guys out there, man, that are misinformed. But they're misinformed. They're misinformed people. Misinformed people. Okay, so their children are probably Cowboys fans and Niners fans, and my best friend, man. Shout out to my boy Stanley, man. Fresh, on my day one since 6th grade, man. He's a Cowboys fan, man. I never understood it. But it is what it is, man. Everybody can't be right. Everybody can't walk this righteous path as an Eagles fan. Everybody can't do it. Only the strong. Only the strong. That's why 2017 was for the strong when the Eagles won that Super Bowl.
And we've got a Super Bowl more recent than the mid-90s. And I'm very thankful for that. And I tell you what, I ain't promising that we're going to have one this year, but it's going to be damn close. It is. I think this team, this team can contend. I have no doubt in my mind. We'll see how the other 2 preseason games go. And with that being said, we'll be here. We got Cleveland coming up just around the corner, and then Miami, and then we get the regular season. And yeah, your boys will be there at the regular season opener. At least I will. I don't know about Toby. He said he's going to try.
It's tough, man. It's less than 30 days.
I have tickets. I have 2 tickets. So if Toby can't go, we'll have a raffle.
That would be epic, bro. If somebody shows up for the game, that would be absolutely epic.
All right.
We don't want you in Detroit with a I need ticket sign. We don't want you out there like that, man.
No. But I will be there. And guys, it's going to be epic. We've got a good schedule. We've got a good team. So let's just keep the positive vibes going, Eagles fans. This is going to be a fun year. No matter how you slice it, it's going to be a lot of fun. So Doug and I will be here each and every week. We are going to do this again just after the next preseason game. So join us here on the Where Eagles Dare podcast. If you want to get in touch with us, you can on our Gmail. It is lee.bird, that is byrd.eaglesdare@gmail.com. You can always follow us on YouTube at the Where Eagles Dare podcast, as well as Twitch and Facebook Live. So many places to check us out and enjoy this type of content each and every week. Look for us on TikTok as well. And with that all being said, we're kind of deep in the third quarter of this preseason game. So I'm going to turn it over to Tubby for his final words.
Appreciate y'all stopping by as usual. Like he said, man, look for us more often. You guys going to see a lot of crazy content from us this year. You're not going to just see us once or twice a week, man. Just be prepared to see a clip from us or two, man. Maybe every other day. But with that said, man, preseason game, get back to watching this end of the third quarter and a little bit of the fourth, man. And man, as always, man, fly, Eagles, fly.
And go Birds. You guys have a great week. Until next time, let's do this. 2022, baby.
This is a Comfort Fit original reflected in your ear.